$2,000 or $16,000. Same ticking lifter decides which. That faint tick at idle is not normal engine noise. Stay for the dipstick clue that tells you when to stop driving. Let me start with the sound, because the sound comes first. Most of these failures begin with a faint tick at idle. The owner hears it, decides it is normal lifter noise, and keeps driving. Here is what most people do not realize. There is a difference between a tick that fades after cold start and a tick that grows as the engine comes off idle. The first one is nothing. The second one is your warning shot. Here is the plain version of what is happening. Your 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter V8 shuts off half its cylinders to save fuel. That system is called AFM, Active Fuel Management, or in newer trucks, DFM, Dynamic Fuel Management. Inside each deactivation cylinder sits a special lifter with a locking pin. That pin collapses the lifter to kill the cylinder, then relatches to bring it back. Thousands of times per drive. When that lifter starts failing, it ticks, and that tick rides at half engine speed, which is camshaft speed. That is the documented cam and lifter signature. So here is your first driveway check. Cold start, hood up, listen. A tick that grows louder off idle is a stop and scan event, not background noise. But the louder clue is what the truck does as you slow down. That brings us back to the shudder. A lifter that will not relatch leaves one cylinder completely dead. 7 cylinders fire, 1 does not, and the engine runs unbalanced at low RPM, roughest right as you roll up to a stop. That rough idle feels exactly like a transmission stumble. So owners book a transmission diagnosis and pay for the wrong system entirely. The fix here costs almost nothing. Pull an OBD2 scanner, under $30, and read for a cylinder-specific misfire. A P0307 is cylinder 7, the classic AFM tell. Verdict: scan before you ever let a shop touch your transmission. And that misfire usually drags 2 dash lights along with it that fool people completely. Here is the part that makes no sense to most owners. Your check engine light comes on, then a Stabilitrak message appears, and you assume electrical gremlin. It almost never is. A dead cylinder throws off the engine power balance, and the stability system reads that imbalance and trips. Same root cause. One dead cylinder wearing a different mask. Read the misfire first. Do not chase a phantom wiring fault, and do not let anyone throw parts at it. The AFM cylinders are 1, 4, 6, and 7. Note which one is misfiring, and you already know more than the parts canon guesser. Now here is where it gets expensive. And this is the entry that matters most. The owner waits to see if the tick goes away. It does not go away. It gets worse because the failure is mechanical and it spreads. Let me walk you through exactly how a cheap repair turns into a catastrophic one. Step 1. The lifter locking pin fails and the lifter stops cycling correctly. Step 2. The damaged lifter starts riding the camshaft lobe outside its normal geometry and valve spring force grinds against it. Step 3. The cam lobe itself begins to wear, going from a clean profile to a flattened, scored surface. Step 4. Metal flake from that wear enters the oil and circulates through the whole engine. Step 5. A push rod bends, and now you have contamination everywhere. Every stage adds money. Caught early, a single bank lifter job runs roughly $2,000 to $5,000 at a shop. Let the cam go, and you add another $3,000 to $5,000 on top. Dealer cam and lifter combinations get reported on owner forums in the $3,500 to $4,500 range. Let the metal spread far enough, and you are looking at a full engine replacement, $8,000 to $16,000, depending on Riemann or new. Those are estimates, and your shop and region will move them, so verify before you commit. But the pattern is brutal and consistent. Here is the dipstick clue that decides everything. Pull the dipstick, wipe it on a clean rag, and look. Pull the oil fill cap and look at the underside. Dark sludge is a maintenance issue. Metal flake or grit is a stop driving event. That shimmer on the cap is the difference between a 4-figure repair and a 5-figure one. And there is a second, completely separate defect that a federal recall is built around. Do not confuse the two. Let me be clear about something. Recall 25. V274 is not the lifter wear story. It is a different problem with a different root cause. This recall covers certain 2021 through 2024 trucks with the 6.2-liter L87 engine, the Sierra 1500, the Yukon XL, and the Chevrolet and Cadillac siblings. The defect is a connecting rod and crankshaft manufacturing problem that can cause sudden engine failure and loss of propulsion. That is not a worn lifter. That is a bad part from the factory. So owners who lump the two together make a costly mistake. If you assume the recall covers your ticking lifter, you skip a free fix you do not even qualify for. And if you assume your AFM tick is covered by the recall, you sit on damage that is not covered at all. Here is the 10-second filter. Open one window. If you have a 6.2-liter V8 and a 2021 through 2024 model year, type your VIN into the NHTSA lookup right now. That is the safety recall. Any AFM or DFM V8 with a tick, shudder, or misfire is the lifter conversation, recall or not. The full year and engine list is pinned below. If you run a GMC V8, subscribe. This channel exists to keep your engine out of the shop. Now here is the catch on that recall, and this is where I get skeptical. The remedy is not what most owners think. The dealer inspects the engine. If it passes, you get higher viscosity oil, specifically 0W40, a new oil cap, a fresh filter, and an owner insert. The repair is free of charge if your VIN qualifies. If the engine fails inspection, they repair or replace it, also free. Sounds clean. Here is the problem. NHTSA opened a query, RQ26001, into whether that remedy is even adequate, because some engines reportedly failed even after the service was performed. Thicker oil aims for a stronger oil film, but a stronger film does not undo a defective rod. So my take is simple. Get the recall done. Absolutely. But keep every piece of paper. Confirm in writing that the dealer used the specified 0W40 and logged it. Past inspection today does not mean fixed forever, and a fix under federal review is not permanent peace of mind. So what do you actually do at the very first sign? This is the line that closes the loop we opened back at that stoplight shutter. A solid check engine light with a tick means scan, read the misfire, and decide. A flashing check engine light is different. A flashing light means a cylinder is actively misfiring hard enough to cause damage right now. That is not a drive-home situation. Flashing light, limp mode, or metal on the dipstick means stop and told you, full stop. And know where do-it-yourself ends. You can absolutely do the cold start, listen, the scan, and the dipstick check in your own driveway. But the actual lifter and cam teardown is written for trained technicians. This is not a parking lot job. One more thing worth knowing. A one-bank-only repair leaves the lifters on the other bank in place, and an AFM disabler prevents future cycling but does not repair damage that already happened. Fix first, then prevent. And get your old cam and lifters back so you can confirm what actually failed. Here is the one thing to carry out of this video. The same handful of signs. The tick that rises off idle, the shutter at a stop, the check engine and Stabilitrak combo are your only cheap window before AFM lifter wear becomes a cam and engine bill. That window is open early, and it slams shut the longer you drive. The cheapest version of this repair starts the day you stop calling that tick normal. So drop your model year and engine in the comments below, and tell me whether your VIN shows the recall. It helps other owners spot their own risk before the bill finds them first.